Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Nedbank Pitch Polish 2026. I'm your host, Zinati Kuma. Tonight, our contestants are going to find out exactly how tough this competition can be when two of them see their Nedbank Pitch Polish dreams come to an end in the season's first elimination. Last week, Fortunate and Heinrich from the Red Group stepped into the pitching arena and faced our judges for the very first time. Let's just say the judges didn't go easy on them, but with a prize package worth 1 million rand on the line this season, the judges have to ask the tough questions so they can separate good ideas from genuinely scalable businesses. This is because Nedbank Pitch Polish isn't just about standing on a stage and delivering the perfect pitch. Through their questions and feedback, which can at times be pretty brutal, the judges are pushing these entrepreneurs to think differently, communicate more clearly, and build businesses that can actually survive and grow in the real world. And that's exactly why Nedbank, Raise Corp, and Umgeni Utukela Water continue supporting platforms like this, because they understand the important role entrepreneurship plays in building a stronger economy. So thank you to our sponsors for their continued support of entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship in South Africa. Tonight, the final two entrepreneurs from the Red Group will take their shot at impressing the judges before we head into our very first elimination of the season. By the end of this episode, 2 contestants will be on their way through to the next round and 2 will be going home. So yes, the intensity is definitely starting to build. Before we jump into the pitches, here's a little incentive to stay locked in tonight. One of you stands the chance of walking away with a 5,000 Rand Avo Super Shop voucher courtesy of Nedbank. 5,000 Rand to spend on anything you like? Pretty tempting, right? So pay close attention to the pitches and the judges' feedback, because later in the episode, I'll give you a question you'll need to answer to enter. Right, let's get into tonight's pitches. First up is Zanele Makabane from Gauteng, founder of Owethu Managed Services. She has developed time-saving tech for use in the financial sector. Let's see what the judges make of it.
Hi Zanele, how are you feeling?
I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm looking forward to the pitch.
Okay, you've been preparing hard.
Yes.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
You know you got 1.5 minutes.
I do understand.
Okay.
Thank you, Ella.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pitch and polish.
Every day, lenders in South Africa spend countless hours processing bank statement for affordability assessment purposes. This process is slow, it is time-consuming, it is prone to human error, and it is expensive to operate. Good morning, judges. My name is Zanele Makabane, and I'm the founder of Owethu Managed Services, an ICT company that operates within the financial services space. At OMS, we've built a bank statement tool. This bank statement tool helps lenders and people operating in credit spaces to make their process efficient by extracting data from bank statement and organizing it into structured, intelligent information so that the processes are efficient, faster, fraud is detected earlier in the processes, and the end-to-end operations are improved. We've run a 15-month POC with Toyota Financial Services, which was successful. We went into production last year in June 2025. So far, we've generated 1 million in revenue from this tool, adding 5% towards our overall business revenue. We've added 4 new clients into our business clients for this particular tool. And right now we're looking for 650,000 in order to implement ISO 27001 that will help us improve our security and compliance posture in order to further penetrate the market. Thank you.
Thanks, Zanele. Let's start with you, Monique.
Morning.
Morning, morning.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I love your boots. Those boots are made for walking.
Thank you.
Tell me, why you? There are multiple competitors in this environment. Data is an issue, tech security is an issue. Why you?
Yeah, I think number one, I have over 20 years experience working in the banking space. So my expertise is very deep. And not only that, my core business is around consulting and operating. So we stay closer to the customer to understand their business process, their operation, and their need. So whatever solutions that we build, we don't sit on the corner workshop with ourselves. Really, we get involved with our clients, very close with our clients in order to understand and improve their processes so that they can see the value directly on their business cases.
And your target market is primarily the corporates, for instance, that are doing
Yes.
credit assessments,
Yes.
not the bank account holder themselves.
No, the banks like Nedbank, for instance, or other like
No, don't worry about them.
like Nedbank, for instance. But the funny thing is that we've also, for this particular tool that we're presenting today, we've also gotten inquiries from accounting and auditing firms. So even though we've built for the lending space, because I'm a banker, my experience is in banking, but because we are marketing on radio stations as well, both in Cape Town and here, we've received inquiries as well from the auditing firms and accounting firms.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about the insights that you're drawing from the bank statements.
So for affordability assessment, it's really income, like salary, and other income, maybe if you have rent income and stuff like that, and then expenses. Mostly it's the living expenses, because from the credit space, the long-term expenses or fixed expenses are normally pulled from the credit bureaus.
Okay. Sorry, one more question.
Go for
Is the actual categorization of those expenses,
Yes.
is it manually inserted, or
No.
how does that?
So we use some AI, especially for, the accounting module as well. So we use AI to say, based on the trend, we auto-categorize, especially the expenses, and group them. So your bank statement is just free flow transaction log, but we categorize based on the batch of transaction, and then we present it onto a screen or onto an API that can be sent to downstream systems. But also is that if you want, because maybe the tool might not have captured the correct categorization, then you can update the category. The tool remembers the next time when you upload that person's bank statement.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Monique.
Zama?
I've got so many things going on in my mind. I love the micro lending space. I'm in that space, so I'm just very, very intrigued.
You've picked up a customer, it seems.
After the pitch, I'll come and talk to you.
Does your solution do batch analysis, or it's one statement per exercise?
Okay, so there's two main use cases. Mainly in the lending space, they normally ask for a 3-month bank statement when you go for credit, or a 6-month if you're a juristic customer or self-employed customer. So we can do the batch of 3 months, 6 months, or accountants normally it's annual, for annual financial statement and stuff like that. So we can do actually, when we did the POC with Toyota, we did pages of up to like 200 bank pages per batch of bank statement. So we do batches so that we can understand the trend on your financial personality or your spending personality.
Usually people who walk into a micro lending space, they want their money yesterday. This is a hypothetical situation. I'm in a micro lending space, and how does this save my time?
Yes.
In terms of, because usually if you walk into a micro lending space, what you see is a person who's going to take your bank statement, and they will start and studying it, and they're probably scanning for spending and income.
Yes.
So how does this tool improve that?
Yes. So the 15 months POC that we ran with Toyota again is we did a pre-study of the operations pre the implementation of, so that we can understand clearly the benefits of implementing this tool. So when we started, how long it takes a human being to go through the bank statement, and depending if it's for a juristic customer or for a private individual customer, for a juristic customer, it could take about an hour just to understand that. And these are people that are doing this every day. But for a private individual, it could take about 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. Our tool takes less than 60 seconds, less than how long I have to pitch here. So to process all that and provide that data and insights to the end user or to downstream systems for credit assessments.
Zanele, I'm just interested in, you spoke about fraud as one of the benefits of fraud detection.
Yes.
I'm trying to understand if you're taking your POC for Toyota, are they looking to see if somebody submitted fraudulent documents?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
And more, Ellen. So there's lots of different types of fraud out there in the market that we've saw. So there's some fraud that is on document. There's some fraud that is on identity. So someone steals your identity. There's some fraud that is in other areas, like for instance, there could be notice fraud, registration fraud, or even some social engineering of some sort. So someone will open a real bank account and actually just circulate money in and out like a fraudster. But this one that we've solved is really on document fraud. So tampering of this particular document, yes.
Okay. And my last question is, you started with talking about AI, so I'll go there. The big thing with AI right now is that what it's doing is to, especially in the corporate environment, it's reducing the cost of producing your own solutions in-house,
Yes.
which is an issue for companies such as yourself, where you're a SaaS implementation partner, and they can do it themselves using vibe coding and then or closing those gaps quite quickly and just learning from you. How are you thinking about mitigating against that?
Yes, so I'll tell you, Ellen, it's very scary to say that, the things that we're doing, and I think us as startups, we are more agile, faster, whatever, especially in these banks where we consult as well. They've got book of works and it's a 2-year, 1-year project and stuff like that. It is scary, but I think what is important for someone like me is to keep up to date in terms of the trends. What is the new AI that's coming up? There's Lovable now, where people can code without knowing code at all. So to keep up to date with that, that is understanding the trends and the market from that perspective. But the other important thing for me personally is really to be close to the customer, because AI is just a tool. You need to be able to take this tool and look at the problem and configure this tool to fix or solve that particular problem. So the most important thing for me is to be closer to my customer so I can understand the problem statement to solve the problem statement with technology.
The problem statement we have right now is time. So Zanele, thank you. You may leave.
Thank you.
Thanks. Your thoughts, Zama?
I don't know much about these solutions, but for me, it came out as something that the market probably needs. But also, your last questions just threw a bit of doubt in terms of the sustainability of this business in the long term. I also don't think that she was ready to. She has thought about that what if people want to do this in-house and so on. So it's an exciting idea, but I was very, very unsettled with the fact that I don't think she is ready for the eventualities that the market might throw at her business in a negative way, like other competitors or people starting to do it in-house. It's a simple model as well. I think what I like about the people who are working in here. They're working in with very, very simple business models that don't need a lot of explaining. But sustainability, I'm really not sure. But she also spoke about other markets. But there is that fundamental ownership of that space. I don't think they own the space. If you talk AI, things start to get into any direction it can go to. That's
Thanks. Your thoughts?
Yeah, there's multiple competitors in this market, and data is a massive thing. Security and how you actually distilling that information from a security perspective is massive in this market. I think it has legs though. I think if the insights are deep enough, it can go beyond just the corporates that she's that she's working with. You think of small business owners, that's where they battle with, right? Is to understand what are my actual spending patterns? Why am I getting blocked for funding down the line? Why can't I unlock funding opportunities or finance opportunities? So there's legs to it. But I also worry about the AI piece. Again, it's that barrier to entry. If you think of like Claude Mythos, which has now been stopped for a while because it can actually go and find vulnerabilities in code and then, work against those vulnerabilities. So if that's your only distinguishing factor on how you're actually creating this robust insight tool, I worry about it. But I do think that it can have legs, maybe not just from a corporate perspective, but from, a small business and an entrepreneurial perspective, depending on the insights that it's pulling.
Yeah, look, it was obviously a great presentation and a great pitch. She touched on something there which I didn't drill into just because of time, which was, she said it would add 5% to my existing business. We didn't go there. It feels like that this pitch was for a product, not for the whole business, right? And this was, I want to build this product, which is fine. And maybe it was correct that she didn't confuse us by talking about the other business. But I'd love to have heard how this integrates with her other business more deeply. She just alluded to it. And I would like to, if she makes it through to the next round, I'm definitely going to drill into that part of the business. But it's time for us to drill into the scoring. So let's get scoring.
Zanele, I know that your tool deals with financial institutions, but do you think that you can maybe take my bank statements and scan them? Because I think I might have a spending problem.
100%. So you must bring that through with access to the tool.
Okay.
And then we'll show you your insight around your financial.
You and I can be friends after this. All right. You said that you were nervous before the pitch, but you actually did great. You looked confident. You answered the questions confidently. How do you feel right now that it's done?
I feel like a ton of wall just came out my shoulder. Very excited to be done. So I'm looking forward to just the result.
Yeah, and you can get to sit down. I know that Monique complimented you on your boots and you said that you actually are tired of standing in them now, so you can actually sit down shortly. There were a number of concerns in terms of the questions that they were asking you, and one that I picked up is the concern of the disruption of AI. Do you think that you answered that in a satisfactory manner where you alleviated their concerns?
Yeah, so I answered to the best of my ability and to the best of my knowledge and understanding. So then I think we'll leave it to the judge then to let us know in terms of their perception towards my answers.
All right. I did see you pre-pitching with another contestant before your pitch. Do you think that that helped, and your guide also helped in how you got here?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think the practice and pitching, both with my guides and with the core, colleagues of mine out there, it really helped a lot.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time, and all the best for the rest of the competition.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Zanele certainly didn't seem rattled by the judges' questions at all, and there were quite a few of them. Her platform is solving a very real pain point, but the judges questioned whether AI could eventually make it easier for large corporates to build similar systems in-house instead of using a business like hers. It's a fascinating debate because in tech, having a great product is one thing, but staying ahead of the competition is another challenge entirely. Next into the pitching arena are Livhuwani, Raphala and Toni Rabali from Gauteng, founders of Harmonia Group. They've created a platform aimed at making vehicle parts sourcing quicker and easier. The question is it a business the judges would back? Let's find out.
Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
So who's who? Introduce
I'm Livhuwani.
And I'm Toni.
Okay. And how are you both feeling?
Great.
Great, nervous.
Great and nervous.
Yes.
And you've been practicing who's going to say what.
Yes.
And in 90 seconds, that's a lot of switching around that's going to happen, right?
Yes.
So are you ready?
Yes, we are.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pitch and polish.
My name is Livhuwani from Gear Guide. I'm a shareholder.
Hi, my name is Toni, and I'm the shareholder as well for Gear Guide AI.
Gear Guide is a platform where you buy car parts. You use WhatsApp to buy your car parts. You just go into WhatsApp and chat with our chatbot. You can also use the USSD to search for any car parts that you want. You are also able to request for mechanic if you want a mechanic to come and assist you. Again, you're also able to then take a picture for car parts if they require one.
We're currently in a seed stage. We're going to look for 650,000 Rand. 40% will be used for infrastructure, back-end, API. 30% will be used for our team. 20% will be used for our marketing. 10% will be used for legal. We're currently situated in Captain Park, Midrand. We've got excellent feedback from our logistics team and our peers. We're currently looking for an investor who can understand and see our vision of what we're trying to do with our parts in terms of our parts being, the market being in a fragmented market, and as well as we're looking for partners such as Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, and other partners who are willing to partner with us who actually understand that we live in a market that is not concise, but also that can help us through with our AI platform.
Please come and invest. Thank you.
Thank you to the both of you. Let's start with you, Monique.
Thanks, Elon. I just want to understand, so who's your target market? Is it the dealerships themselves, or is it individuals?
Our target market is basically parts. Dealerships come in because it will help us where there's certain remote areas like, let's say, Eastern Cape, and they might have parts within their dealership where we can just purchase the parts from there, and then we can dispatch it to whoever is in need, whether it's a fleet operator or a normal customer.
But would dealerships not have that kind of infrastructure in place already?
Currently they don't. They have after-hour infrastructure, which you have to pay first in order to get your part, which is usually, I think it's 30% or 40%, depending on what the part is. But on our side, what you do is you just use WhatsApp. To a normal person who has a private vehicle or a truck, what they do is you just use your app. We use WhatsApp. You put in your VIN number. After you put your VIN number in, you basically then get a quotation, and then you pay for it, and then a delivery or mechanic can come actually assist you as well.
Thank you.
Zama?
Interesting. I'm looking at you guys, and I'm looking at where we walk to if we're looking for parts, which is the agents.
Yes.
And I see their reach quite extensive, because you go in there, most of them are in the ERP system.
Yes.
They punch in whatever needs to be punched in, and then the part gets identified. I mean, making an example of a Mercedes-Benz, even if it's in Hamburg, that part gets identified and it gets shipped here, and it's quick and it's not expensive. I'm just trying to find your space as to where do you guys operate, because the agents are already occupying the space and they seem to be more agile. Just take me through as to how do you differ.
If you mind, I can tell you a story. I actually come from a logistics company, family business, and we actually move from Val to actually Richards Bay. So what happens is, I'm just giving you a Suzy pipe. The same agent that you're talking about might not even have that part. What happened to us is we had to travel from Val to Richards Bay to get actually just transport that Suzy pipe to actually assist our truck. So the reason what came about with this idea is we're trying to break that middle point of costs, fuel, toll gates. So if I need a part, we will source and look for the guys already within our database, instead of you looking for one. Like usually if you have a parts manager, you have to call. So what we do the sourcing for you. You just use WhatsApp, you get your different types of quotation that is currently live and available. And then what happens there, you just pay, we deliver to your guys, and that's it.
Does it make sense to you?
It does, but still I'm hung up on the fact that I walk into an agent in Pietermaritzburg, I'm looking for a pipe that you're talking about.
Yes.
And they pick it up in their factory in Roslyn. And they're saying to me, we found it in Roslyn, come back in 2 days or we'll tell you when it's here.
But imagine if it was a vehicle that's parked or a truck that's parked for 2 days. That's the reason what we're trying to say. We're trying to cut down 2 days to make it within a day. within 45 minutes to an hour, or even 2 hours, depending on how far they are.
So what are you doing now,
Oh.
in your business? It sounds like this is just a thing on the side.
No, it's actually
What's your main business now, the two of you?
So our main business, we're pushing this gear guide because that's our business where we want investors to invest with us. So he was just trying to make an example why this came about.
So how are you surviving now if you're looking for investors?
Oh, so what we're surviving is just helping, getting help from family and everything. So that's how we're surviving. But also on his side is, like he mentioned, logistics and his family. He helps out. So that's how we're surviving and try to push the system to come alive.
and plus we have Uber as well.
You have Ubers, okay. So I just want, there's a few things that are not making sense to me right now.
Okay.
Do you, through WhatsApp, you have to be integrating into
Yes.
other systems?
Yes.
Yes.
And have you done all those deals through APIs or whatever? Have you done those deals?
We've approached SEC. I've approached SEC. To be honest, that's the reason why we need funding for the API. They're willing to go into our system as well, just as long as we actually pay them for the back end.
Okay, so that wasn't clear. Now that's clear. So that's not in place, right? Number two, I'm just coming back to Zama's question here. So explain it to me like I'm a 6-year-old, right? What problem are you actually solving for me? Is it time?
To answer your question, what we're trying to solve is, because in many cases you'll find that they will want you to bring that part to their store so that they can then check if is the real or is the correct part that you're looking for.
Yeah.
So on our system, another way you can just then take, or in future building our system, we want to scan those parts where you know exactly where you need to go. Because you find that you have a part, but you go to another store, they say they don't have, you go to another store. So we're trying to bridge a convenience, time management, and also for you not to just then go to the store and they turn you back and they say they want that part. Yes.
All parts have got a unique part number.
Yes.
So there is no way that a person would be looking for a brake. Each and every brake pad has, and it's written on the part itself. So I'm just trying to find out where is this, where does this service fit in?
Okay.
Because and dealers have scale. They have an advantage of their integrated link network. So if I'm calling a dealer, I want to stop calling a dealer and call you. But tell me why are you able to take this away from a dealer?
You can take it if not.
Okay. So I will just explain it because you said, why do you have to then come to our platform and then use our platform? I mentioned that again, let's say maybe you've stuck nowhere where there's no other shops and you're not even sure what the problem with the car. So another thing that we want to put, or we're going to put in our system, is the convenience of calling mechanic, of requesting mechanic to come and assist you, because like you were saying earlier on, to say sometimes you know what is happening in your car, or the car parts, they're different in numbers. So on this one, beside you buying the car parts on our platform, you can also request for mechanic to say, my car is stuck, I don't know what to do. I also want mechanic to come and check, and then from there on you can then buy a car part, or they can tour the car.
Okay. All right, I think we've heard enough. I don't think we quite, and we understand conceptually. I don't think the concept is misunderstood. I think the value proposition is misunderstood. Okay. The difference, is there enough of a differentiator? I think that's what's misunderstood. But we're going to find out when we get to elimination. You may leave.
Okay.
Thank
you so much, and thank you for your time and this opportunity.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you get it? your
No,
face.
I'm so glad you said the differentiated thing, because I don't know. I don't think you're not servicing dealerships. Dealerships have this infrastructure in place. Like I said again, depending on the type, the make and model of your car, cars these days talk to you. They tell you, listen, you're due for a service. You get it. It's coming up with, this is the part you need. It's sending a notification to the dealership to say this particular car is due for a service. This is the part. That it's sitting there, right? Unless you're saying to me this is second-hand cars that are out of warranty, that don't necessarily have a mechanic, or you're servicing mechanics specifically, then maybe to say, okay, it's a mechanic that needs the part for a client. But I don't know. It's very confusing for me. Thank you.
And for you? I mean, you work
Maybe
on the ancillary part of this in Umgeni, with you buying parts for your fleet and machinery, etc. Does this make sense to you?
I don't see what they're doing. I don't see, because maybe you can do what other people are doing, but you're doing it well. I don't see that as well, where I'm saying they can be doing the same thing as the agent, but it looks like they're doing it well. And I don't think they will match the speeds of agents in terms of getting you the part, because my mind was in turmoil. I'm looking at a pipe that costs $600, and how do you take it to Richards Bay by driving to Richards Bay? Where are you going to make money? So there's a whole lot of things that are not making and I'm sure they've come this far because probably there is something into this idea, but I don't think they were able to communicate it here in this room.
Yeah. Yeah, that I think is the whole thing, is that it was clear that they understand this industry, they see a gap, but they're not making it clear why they're going to, why it's a good business to close that gap. To your point, if they get it cheaper, will they make money? To your point, if they were talking about the example on the side of the road, I'm thinking you still have to get it there.
Yes.
So it might be closer, but who is that person? Is it a dealership on a Sunday evening when you're stuck on the side of the road? They're still not going to get it to you. Yeah. Anyway, let's get scoring.
Livhuwani and Toni, you did well. Well done. And even though the questions were a little bit difficult, I'm actually going to talk to the judges about that. I'm going to tell them a little story where I'm going to try and pitch for you. Let's see how they feel after that. But you did a duet. Do you feel that it made the experience and the delivery better? Were you worried at any point that one of you would slip up?
Definitely not. We're in sync most of the time, so we understand what we're doing. So yeah, like I'm saying, she's basically in the IT, I'm more physical, she's more technical. Yeah. We are in sync. She knows what to say.
And there were actually quite a lot of technical questions. In terms of the question and answer session of it all, do you think that, are you comfortable with how you answered and maybe try to speak to their concerns?
I feel like there's other things that I would explain, but I'm happy with what I've delivered. Yeah. There was still other things that we can explain more further, maybe if they've asked other questions.
Yeah. As they were also asking about how you sustain yourselves, you actually mentioned that you also have Ubers.
Yes.
Toni, is this just a passion about cars?
To be honest, I grew up in logistics, so anything on wheels is what we normally deal with. So yes, it's actually more of a passion to me.
Are you as passionate about cars?
Yes, I am, because my dad was a mechanic. So growing up around him fixing cars and everything, yes.
Perfect match. We could start a new show with
us, please.
Perfect match in the automotive sector. Well, thank you so much to the both of you. That was really, really amazing.
Thank you so much, and please do pitch for us.
I will.
Tell them that story.
Wow, the judges really struggled to understand exactly what Gear Guide AI wants to be: a marketplace, a sourcing service, or a mechanic finding platform. And as Zama pointed out, if people don't immediately understand where your business fits in the market, well, convincing customers to use it becomes a whole lot harder. And speaking of hard, now comes the really difficult part, the elimination. Saying goodbye is never easy, but one thing we've seen time and time again on Nedbank Pitch and Polish is that even contestants who leave early walk away with game-changing insights that help them build stronger businesses in the long run. Well, before the judges make their final call, let's see if they're willing to give us any clues about who might be heading into the next round. Hello, judges. You've just heard from the red group, and red in this context does not mean danger, gevaar. It actually symbolizes heat because they sure did heat up the room. All right, let's start off with Fortunate, right? She has Kalishi, which is the company that does truck maintenance and repairs. Alon, when I interviewed her actually after the pitch, she seemed way more nervous than she did when she was doing the pitch. What did you do to her? Do you think that you maybe asked her questions that she wasn't prepared for?
No, I think to come on to the Nedbank Pitch and Polish as the first contestant, I think that is really, really tough.
Yeah, and actually talking about scary, Monique, because you actually did ask her very, very difficult questions. For example, about all the big competitors that she is up against. You mentioned AA, for example. Were you satisfied with the answers that she gave you, particularly, for example, with the RMI certification?
Yeah, entrepreneurship is not for sissies, hey? It might be for women, but not for sissies. And so, yeah, the tough questions need to be asked so that we can get to the bottom of it. But I guess I was satisfied with her response. The RMI is one regulator or one body. But I think that warranties and guarantees in the motor industry is important.
Yeah. And actually just talking about being on the side of the road, because Zama also mentioned something very, very important about implementing safety measures for her staff. Were you satisfied with her answer? Because I felt that things were a little bit unclear.
Well, I think what I liked about her is that she is thinking about it. She might not have had an answer right now, but I could pick up that it has not escaped her mind because probably she is aware of the environment in which she operates.
All right. All right. Let's move on to Heinrich because he was quite a contrast to what I saw from Fortunate. Very, very confident. Alon, do you think that he was confident for a reason?
Yeah, his confidence was, in the beginning, I was actually quite blown away by his confidence. And I also enjoyed the way he explained the business in very simple terms. It didn't feel like it was highly prepared, which was a good thing because it meant it felt like he knew the business as opposed to he prepared a pitch.
Yeah, an understanding of the business, because also you really want people to show that their business models are simple. But I did feel a kind of concern in terms of how simple it is. Am I right, Zama? It's simple, which is what a business model should be, but could it maybe be too simple where it is in the danger of being replicable?
The line is very fine. The line is very, very fine. You want it to be simple.
Yeah.
But you also don't want it to be as simple that anyone can wake up following day and be able to do it.
Yeah. And it was actually talking about using that business model nationwide and seeing opportunities, for example, now in the Western Cape. Monique, do you think that this business is scalable enough?
Yeah, also I agree with the sentiment. Business doesn't have to be complex.
Yeah.
It can be simple. But you've really got to think about the barriers to entry, which I think he doesn't have. And so whether it's scalable, yes, it's scalable, but it might not be him that's scaling it, which is where the challenge comes in.
All right. Well, thank you for those very, very interesting insights. Let's move on to the third contestant, and that was Zanele. And it actually seems that when we started off with Fortunate, it was a little bit shaky, but actually things moved right along, and the contestants really seemed to get more confident. Let's talk about Zanele and that confidence. Monique, what did you make of her business, particularly with the concerns that you had in that there are other big competitors in the space?
Obviously, she's playing in our space particularly.
Yeah.
Right now, internally, we're busy investigating a replacement tool for one of those solutions that she's proposing. So it's very close to our hearts, and it's something that we know. Digging deep into the insights that come from these tools is important. We know the security, the data management around that is important. So I see legs for her business, but I see it more perhaps with another industry as opposed to through the financial industries only, or to other corporates.
Alon, you also had a significant concern in terms of that the competition might not be coming from other companies, but from AI itself. There's been concern that there are some industries being disrupted by AI. Do you think that Zanele's industry may be one of those?
Yeah, I do. I think the concern right now, just to elaborate more on that problem, is that with all software providers right now, with the ease of building software right now, the constraint around building software has diminished completely. And so the value is in the actual solution and how you design the solution, not building the actual software. And if, for example, within Nedbank, that capability is there, that they know what they want, it's very easy then for them to build the software. So therefore, I don't need to go to outsource that software from a third party, because one of the most important things is the understanding, and that's already within the corporate, within the client. So that's what she has to watch out for. But to Zama's point, and there are other industries where that kind of expertise is not in that space, and therefore her software would apply in those environments where her expertise is built into the software, and that expertise is not within those small businesses. And therefore, that's what I was worried about, and had she been thinking about that.
Okay, and we'll see how that filters through to the votes. All right, let's get on to our last business. Just in terms of what you saw from them, Alon, and just the questions, because they pitched right and they were very confident. But then the questions came and they seemed a little bit difficult. Do you think that they answered them in a satisfactory manner?
I think there's a movie going on in their minds.
Yeah.
And that movie is valid in their minds. And there's probably something there. What didn't come across to me was the commercial viability of that movie. And they didn't tell me the whole story properly. And that's what was missing. And we were trying to, and I think what amongst the judges, we understood that.
Yeah.
That's what I said at the end. Conceptually, we got it, but they didn't take us across the line from a commercial perspective.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think also a valid point is that you brought up all the different players in that automotive and afterparts ecosystem, especially you, Zama. Do you by any chance see even a tiny role that they could play in that ecosystem?
Yeah, yes, we talked about it as judges later as well, that these people would not have been here if this dream is not valid in their minds.
Yeah.
So sometimes you start a business having certain thoughts, and with interaction with certain people, I don't even want to make an example because it's going to be long, but with interaction, as you start talking about your business, because you say you're talking about your business to people who don't know you, and those questions might lead you to the right place, and you can still operate that business and have it done properly.
Just in terms of what Zama has said, in terms of the contestants really wrestling with the questions, but also how that translates into value. Alon, what do you have to say about that?
I think that's the whole point of Nedbank Pitch and Polish, is that this is not just about the people standing up there and pitching, is to listen to what the questions are, because every entrepreneur who's watching this has experienced a kind of questioning as they've tried to build their business, and there are many watching right now that are experiencing the same thing. These questions that we are asking are valid for many other businesses.
Well, now we're going to get down to the verdict, and I want to hear from you, judges. Who's it going to be? Who's going to stay and who's going to go home? Monique?
So one of the four.
One of the four. I don't know. Alon?
It's 2 of the 4.
It seems like
You
this
can't
is a
say it's 3
mathsy
of the
question.
4.
This is a maths question, a maths equation. Zama, who's it going to be?
Only the scoreboard knows.
Well, there you go. Thank you so much for your insights and your feedback there, judges. We're going to see how that filters through to your votes. Well, there you have it. We've heard from the red group. After this, we'll be getting the verdict of who gets to go home and who gets to stay.
Hello, contestants. So this is the worst part for the judges. And certainly my worst part is where we have to do the thing that we do, which is to judge. And as per the process, we have to eliminate 2 of you today. So let me give you feedback, and as they say, use it, don't use it, but preferably use it. And for those who go through to the next round, what's very important is that you do use it, because that's a big part of what keeps you in this whole process. Is we want to see that you are actually learning from the pitching process and polishing your pitches based on the feedback, both from the questions from the judges directly to you and now in this feedback as well. Right, so I'm looking straight at Zanele, so we'll start with you. A really, really good pitch. The fact that you spoke about the fact that there was a Toyota proof of concept, a POC, was very, very good. It shows us that you're doing something, and it's very important with an investor mindset that I know that you're doing something, you're not just talking. You spoke about your authority in this industry very, very well. That came across like you really knew what you were talking about, and that was very, very good. And overall, a really, really fantastic pitch. Where you fell down, however, is that you're in a highly competitive environment. There are many people doing what you are doing. And so what we wanted to hear more was that your USP, unique selling proposition in your space, what makes you different from the 10, 15 other competitors doing the same thing. Yes, you've got an opportunity as a POC, but soon competitors will be knocking at Toyota's door to say we can do it better, cheaper. And as I mentioned, the second thing is really the issue around the AI and how that's actually a threat and how you're thinking about that in your industry. You didn't speak to demand at all, or very little, about what the demand is out there, where the market is for this product. And although we think the feedback was that we think you've missed a piece of that demand in your pitch, I think you would get there, but that didn't come across at all. And then it was clear you alluded to the fact that you had another business, and this would only contribute 5%, I think you spoke about. But how that integrates, how the 2 businesses integrate from an investor perspective, I want to know that that supports this or this supports that from a strategic point of view. So you really lost a lot of points around that. Having said all that, you are through to the next round. You can be happy. All right. Let's go to, all right, then we'll go to the left here. You're on the same page. Livhuwani and Toni, you came across with deep industry experience. You work well together. Like, it comes across that you work well together. Often when there's 2 people on in front of us pitching, there's a lot of clashing going on. That didn't feel, it looks like you work well together. And often what comes across is that one of the 2 is very dominant and the other is just there just to be there. That didn't come across. It came across that both of you deserved to be up there pitching, and each of you had your role, and it felt from an investor perspective that there was deep respect between the 2 of you, and it was very clear as to the demarcation of role. I do this and I do that. It was a very powerful thing to use that example. I think Toni used that example. It was a very, very powerful example. But as you saw in the coming to the negative, as you saw, we didn't understand your pitch. We got it conceptually. We didn't understand the practicality of it, how it would actually be used, and and in what context. So you missed us, all three of us, in that space. And it wasn't that we didn't understand what you were saying, we just didn't understand the commercials of that. Your marketing was not clear, how you were going to get this out into the market, how you're going to get people to use your solution was not there, or we didn't hear it. Then you threw in the mechanics right at the end. You said, and then we'll get the mechanics to come in and actually install. Now that could be a great thing. It's a great value proposition. But if you've got now mechanics in all these areas, that adds a huge amount of complexity into the space. And so now, how are you going to find the mechanics, vet the mechanics? If they do a bad job, is it your reputation, etc.? And that, I think, was a mistake from your perspective. And as a result, unfortunately, you'll be going home today. You may leave. All right, so it's now up to Fortunate and Heinrich, and which one of you will be going home today? I'll start with ladies first. I think what the judges felt with you, Fortunate, was that to enter into this industry is incredibly brave and amazing, and it shows courage, and courage is one of the requirements of a successful entrepreneur, and you've certainly shown that. What's also very important for successful entrepreneurs to identify gaps, and it's very clear that you've identified the gap. And what we really liked is how you used actually the one part of the business to support the other part of the business. That's a very good strategy. If you expand to think about what effectively you've done is used your marketing to make money out of your marketing, because that's how you get your vehicles, and then you fix the vehicles here is by offering that support. You spoke about your vision in your pitch. The one thing that's very important not to do is use a vision statement. I know that you are taught that in wherever you learn these things, but your vision statements are very dangerous things. And if you listen to how you actually pitched your vision statement, it was an ego statement. We want to be the largest. It wasn't, there was no vision in that. It didn't tell me where you were going to take this business. There was no detail in it, and you couldn't do that in your pitch. So don't use your vision in your pitch. Then when you started going through all the percentages, and I'm going to use this percentage and that percentage, and you stumbled on them, and it was but use the numbers. We're going to use the majority of this, or we're going to use 80% on this and 20%. As a judge, if you're going to use percentage, I'll remember that. But if you're going to go and put a list, then just tell me, we use 100,000 for that, 500,000 for that, and 50,000 for that. And then just give that to me. I'll remember that. But as you're going through that list, you tripped and we tripped, and then you lost us in that space. And then your marketing wasn't clear. We couldn't understand how you were going to get to market. But overall, a good pitch, and as we said, you were brave to come in as the first contestant. Heinrich, your pitch was also very, very good. You came across as an authority in the space, that you knew it, your authority was very sound. I think you answered that competition question very, very well, and how you're going to take on the competition. Any investor likes high margins, but on the negative, the judges felt there's a very low barrier to entry. You didn't deal with that low barrier to entry well enough. And the next question was, as you scale, have you thought about how to scale? What we want to see is, if you win the cash, what that cash will do for you. And so, does it replace an investor? Does it help us scale? How does it help us scale? That didn't come across tightly enough in your pitch. And also, you didn't speak to the market demand enough. So how much demand is there? Are your doors being broken down from demand, that everyone wants these? Like, you didn't speak to that at all. As an investor, I want to know people want to buy from you. Yes, when you're small, there might be demand, but at what point does that demand diminish as a percentage of your size, so to speak? So that's where you tripped up. So one of the two of you is going to go home today, And I won't belabor the point. I won't keep you waiting. I won't keep you in anticipation. The person who will be staying today is Heinrich. Fortunate, you may leave. So to the two of you, please take in, I know you're sitting there, there's a lot going through your minds. I hope you heard what we said. Take that through to the next round, apply that thinking, and well done. We'll see you in the next round. You may leave.
Congratulations to Heinrich and Zanele for making it through to the next round. Boo, 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 boo. They're now one step closer to that incredible prize package worth 1 million rand. And to fortunate Livhuwani and Toni, we're so sorry to see you go. But as the judges pointed out tonight, refining your strategy, sharpening your value proposition, and learning how to communicate your business clearly are all part of the entrepreneurial journey. We wish you all the best for what comes next. Now let's talk about that viewer competition. One of you, our loyal fans, will be walking away with a 5,000 Rand Avo Super Shop voucher, courtesy of Nedbank. Not a bad reward for spending the night on the couch, right? And tonight's question is, which judge said entrepreneurship is not for sissies? To enter, send your name and answer via WhatsApp to the number on your screen before midnight tonight. All correct answers will go into a random draw, and we'll announce the winner on social media later this week. Next week, we meet the first two entrepreneurs from the Green Group, including an innovator using smart technology to improve hygiene and public health, and another entrepreneur giving tourists a more meaningful way to experience South African art and culture. It's going to be a very interesting night of pitches, so make sure you join us next Tuesday at 7 o'clock. From me, Zanati Puma, good night.
What I've learned today is everything from the time that we arrived here until the judges made that decision. It was my first pitch, so I took everything in for the next one.
I feel great. Imagine a whole list of people applied for this, and we were top 16. Not everybody can actually get here. That takes dedication, motivation. Like we're saying, we're entrepreneurs. We're used to getting no's. Then you get a yes, and you grow. You know, it's part of life. But one thing I do know, we are going to make it. That's a fact.
Yes.